Good day everyone, this is Patrick from EasyFX Code Trading System and it's Sunday the 13th of October 2019 and this is the weekly analysis for Euro, Cable and the Aussie dollar for the third week of October. Let's start off with Euro, and both Euro and Pound were boosted by positive comments and continuing negotiations in the Brexit, and especially from Thursday, where after the meeting between the Prime Ministers of UK and Ireland, there were positive comments from the Irish Prime Minister that there was a possible pathway to finalize a deal by the end of October, and this gave a boost to both Euro and the cable for the next 2 days from late Thursday night through to Friday. So for the Euro, it has actually broken out and above the descending wedge that we drew in last week, and it has attempted to retest previous swing low here at 110.60. Before closing the week at 110.35. So we'll see whether this will be the new support level for the Euro with the trend line and the 110 level. And this is the potential next zone of resistance. And we will see where the new weekly pivots will be for next week. And after that, there will be the next level at 111. Let's take a look at the 4-hour time frame. And this was the previous intraday support. We'll move this up to this level where for interim support. And let's take a look at the weekly chart, weekly time frame, and you can see there's a bullish close moving up towards the weekly R2 level. So for this week, there is apart from Brexit negotiations continuing, culminating with the EU Council Summit on Thursday and Friday, where either they will be able to finalize a deal or there could be big red flags for the UK when they meet on the Saturday for a special sitting of Parliament. There is also on Tuesday, there is also Eurozone and German ZEW sentiment index figures as well, but it's probably going to be overshadowed by the Brexit news. All right, let's move on to cable. And for cable, there's a daily chart. You can see the much wider range than the Euro for over 2 days of about 500 pips. Finding support from the 62 pip retracement level, and if there's a bullish continuation move higher, then first target will be at the 128.20 level, followed by 162 fib at the 129.67. if we adjust this to a fib reversal setup, then the 138 is nearby at 127.30. Close the week at 126.47, and then the next target at 162 fib is at 128.21. So within this zone here with 128. So now this area at 125 is going to be key support zone now. Let's change that. And this is 125. And that's where the 21 fib retracement of this move, or the 78.6% retracement of this swing low, swing move down. Alright, so on the weekly time frame, you can see that bullish move, and the weekly 55 EMA is just right near the 138 fib extension level. Let's take a quick look at the 4-hour time frame. And yes, we'll see whether there's a potential intermediate support at the swing high that it broke up from. So let's make this to pink. And we'll see that whether that holds or whether it's going to take a deeper retracement back down to 125. All right. So for this week, there's jobs report coming out on Tuesday, and as well the Bank of England Governor Carney is scheduled to testify the financial hearing. And on Wednesday, there's the UK CPI and PPI figures, and Thursday there's retail sales. So there are quite a number of economic news as well, apart from the Brexit negotiations. Let's move on to the Aussie dollar. Before that, so just to highlight that if a deal does materialize, and apart from the 128 and the 162 fib extension levels, the next target area is going to be at the 130, 1.300 psychological figure here, right near the 200 fib extension area. So let's just mark this as a key resistance as well, resistance zone. All right, and of course it could also continue higher to this next swing high. Let's take a look at the Aussie dollar. Now the Aussie dollar has benefited from positive outcome of the US-China trade talks, at least just for a partial trade deal, which they need to finalize over the next few weeks. But it has climbed back up above its previous trend line that it fell from, and went up to hit the 0.6800 level and hitting the daily 55 EMA. So this is still a key resistance zone. And let's take a look at the 4-hour time frame, and this area is now going to be a intermediate support area where it broke out from, and right at the fib area. So we'll see whether there will be a retracement back down to the 200 period EMA and the monthly pivot, and whether it can fall further to retest this intraday support area. On a weekly time frame, that was after doji and small spinning top, it has climbed back up towards the weekly R1, and we'll see what the new weekly pivots are for next week. And for this week, there is the release of the monetary policy meeting minutes on Tuesday from the RBA, and on Thursday there is Australian jobs report as well, so you need to watch out for those. And on the US side, there is a couple of economic news on Wednesday with US retail sales, and on Thursday there's the Philly Fed manufacturing index. Alright, so do check out my other video on spot gold and dollar yen as well, and also the weekly Ichimoku analysis for euro and cable. And until Tuesday, we'll follow up on a daily and intraday analysis. And meanwhile, have a good trading week, and cheers.